A sharp word. Hello, everybody. This is Parker Pruitt on the Inseparable Podcast. In today's climate, we often hear people feuding and arguing, fighting and clashing over just about anything. From football games to family gatherings, there seems to be such tensions almost everywhere you go, everywhere you look. And with the holidays right around the corner, I thought it'd be fitting and helpful to make a quick video about how to diffuse an argument with a biblical foundation. As I've stated in previous videos, I work as a police officer. My personal motto is Matthew 5:9, for which it says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." It's from Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount, known as the Beatitudes, which simply translates to blessed or blessedness. Jesus here in the Beatitudes is telling us that his very offspring should show and bring about peace in chaotic situations. The reason why it's my personal motto as a police officer is because people don't call 911 because they have a party going on and want to include the police in it. They call 911 because it's their worst day, right? Because there is total chaos or conflict happening at their home, at the business they work at, wherever the case, on the street. It could be anywhere. I mean, I get calls for men abusing their spouses and children. I get calls for siblings fighting siblings in the front yard. I get calls for teenagers brawling in the McDonald's parking lot. I mean, anything. I get calls for people strung out on drugs and being erratic, driving recklessly and intoxicated. I mean, no day is the same in the life as a police officer, and I can attest to that. My job is literally to bring peace to a disorderly situation, to restore tranquility. I've been doing that for 4 years now, and before that I was a military police officer for 4 years, so I've got a little bit of experience in the field. Sometimes, however, unfortunately, people refuse to talk or listen to me, and physical force is necessary to restore order in a hectic incident. But almost every time, sometimes I get people ask me, like, what's the craziest fight you've ever been in, or how many fights do you get in per week, or whatever the question is. But I can tell you, about 99% of the time, I'm able to use my words to de-escalate a person or a situation. I can use words. People call it verbal judo, whatever you want to call it. It's words at the end of the day. I can de-escalate a person that's misbehaving or in a fit of rage. And so I think it's underestimated sometimes how powerful words are, and how powerful of a tool it is for us to use to diffuse a person's anger and to restore peace. We cannot minimize their power. We should use them to our advantage to bring heaven down to any hellish situation. You don't have to be a cop to do that either. Holidays are a perfect time to try it out, and they're right around the corner. I want to read a verse that has stuck with me here lately. And I was reading Proverbs the other day, and the first verse of Proverbs chapter 15 jumped off the page to me. Then the next day I heard that verse on the radio being talked about by a random preacher. So I take that as a sign that I needed to make a video on it. What Proverbs 15:1 says in the Passion Translation is, "Respond gently when you are confronted, and you will diffuse the rage of another. Responding with sharp, cutting words will only make it worse. Don't you know that being angry can ruin the testimony of even the wisest of men?" Isn't that a powerful proverb, guys? This seems like common sense, but sometimes it's great to get back down to fundamental basics. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Let's break this verse down a little bit. Respond gently when you're confronted. How many times have We've been called out by our boss or a coworker, or heck, even a friend or family member for something we did or didn't do, or maybe didn't do it the way they wanted us to do, and our defenses automatically go up. Our walls shoot up, and we want to be right. We don't want to be misunderstood. So we say things that are maybe hurtful or hateful. Well, I'm here to tell you it's better to stay in relationship with that person than it is to be right. A good friend of mine, Bishop Jamie Englehart, preached a message, an entire sermon on that subject, and it rings true with this too. Now, I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself and don't, just let people walk all over you, but sometimes swallowing your pride, turning the other cheek, being the bigger person, whatever catchphrase you want to use there, is a way to respond gently, which is what Proverbs tells us to do. In doing so, it literally takes the ammo out of the other person's weapon. It forces them to calm down, or else they run the risk of looking like the weak aggressor. There's a saying that we police officers kind of live by, and that is, calmness breeds calmness. You go to a scene where there's 4 or 5 people arguing over whose weekend it is to have with the kids. Yelling and matching their anger is only going to escalate things, though. But even though it's, very hard to execute, speaking calmly when someone is yelling and raging in your face will eventually bring them down to your level, your tone. It takes time, though. So the next part of that verse says, responding with sharp, cutting words will only make it worse. Again, matching fire with fire only makes more fire. But matching fire with calmness, empathy, and peace can result in what your goal is, which is to make peace. You, my friend, don't have to be a police officer to practice being a peacemaker. In Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, which is where I get my motto from, he gives us 9 different examples of ways to live blessed lives. And it's not a matter of picking and choosing which one you want to emulate and neglecting the others. No, we should try and incorporate all 9 of them into our daily lives. Real quick, I'll read them right now with you. Matthew 5:3 starts by saying, Jesus says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek," or the humble, "for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons or children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you." So once again, it's not picking and choosing which one you want. It's incorporating each and every single one of them in our daily lives. So the last part of Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1, that I want to dissect is where it says, "Don't you know that being angry can ruin the testimony of even the wisest of men?" Whew, that's powerful. Imagine having a great story to tell people, but it be ruined because of your tone of voice. Imagine God giving you a fantastic testimony to share. Maybe it was you being saved in a car accident, or Him rescuing you in a crazy scuba diving accident. But because you typically have an angry attitude and people don't care for you because of that, your testimony is simply just ruined. Maybe He gave you the job of your dreams, but you threw it all away because someone did you wrong. Someone may have insulted you and you got enraged at them. It might ruin your testimony. It ruins your story to share to the world when you choose anger over peace. You can't have it both ways. You can't be full of peace and full of anger at the same time. Bible says a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. So in the end, guys, the power of peace is in your tongue. Simply put, the power of anger is also in your tongue too. So which one will you choose today and moving forward this holiday season? I encourage you to choose peace. Let's choose to be peaceful and merciful servants and show love to everyone around us no matter what they present to us. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more content. God bless you.